What's up, audience members? Welcome back to the Spicy Nights podcast. And today we are joined by the one, Jalen.
Six here.
Mr. Russell here.
Yes, yes. And today we're just gonna be chilling like it's a lit spicy night
Yeah, yeah,
Uh
currently,
yeah.
huh.
and we're all just fucking vibing. So,
How are you guys, by
what's
the
on
way?
your guys' mind? Yeah, I'm
I'm,
good.
dude. I'm
Good,
spicy,
good.
man. I'm honestly chilling. I mean, this is a spicy night, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, like I'm almost done reading the book that I was reading, like The
Oh, yeah.
Secret.
Hey, actually,
Yeah. Yeah, like it's just I'm just working on the mentality and everything. It's like everything is coming together. So
yeah,
Like, what specifically
mindset.
have you learned?
So I recently read about like the mentality and the mindset when it comes to like your health
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and how, like a lot of people when they're sick, they people who are sick, they tend to, have the thought of like being sick,
Mm-hmm.
hmm,
and it's like a negative thought, like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. This is bad. This is bad. Whatever. This is like one example of many from this book, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have to have that mentality that you are gonna feel better, and that it's hard to explain. It's a really unique book,
yeah,
but this is why I really like after I finish it, I really want you guys to read it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna
yeah,
like
Yeah.
for sure.
shoot you guys
And what's the
the
title
link
of
to
this
it
book
if it's an
again?
ebook. The Secret.
The Secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually something like I always wanted to ask you, right? Because when you first showed like the cover of the book, I was like, damn,
Mm.
bro.
Yeah.
Like it just like all you see is like a dark as antique background and it's
Mm-hmm.
just secret with like a stamp. And I'm like, damn, this book
Yeah.
seems legit. Like it seems like if you open it, you'll be like be blessed by like the African guys or some shit.
It's gonna
So
be
Exactly.
like wisdom.
yeah, exactly. So I was gonna ask, like, fam, like, who's the author? Like, what is it? Like, I don't know. What does it do, fam?
It's like Rhonda something,
Yeah.
Rhonda
Ronda
Burns or
Rousey.
some shit. Right.
WWE, bro.
WWE
Rhonda Burns.
Network.
It's honestly it's all about just the entire book is
Uh-huh.
just changing your mind, your mindset about everything. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of things like in the book, a lot of examples that showed me like, damn, that makes sense. Like a lot of like negativity and shit and like negativity and it's like whatever fucking happens today in people's lives, it changes when you have a different outlook in life, you have a different
Yeah.
perspective
Mm-hmm.
as far as, just being overall happy with your life, just being because there's like explaining how, being happy is it's a state of just feeling good about
Mm-hmm.
your health, your wealth, how you are physically, emotionally, and all that good shit. It's a really good book. I like it.
Do
So
you
yeah.
do you
Nice.
think it's gonna be actionable for you? Have you had like actual things that you have learned
Mm.
that you're like putting into practice right now as we speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for one, I honestly, I think I'm like way better mentally than I was like fucking months ago or
Nice.
even
Mm-hmm.
years ago. I feel like I'm probably reaching my fucking peak as for my mentality,
Hmm.
Yeah,
like
that's
peak
OP.
mentality.
You're
Like I'm,
unlocking like
Third
the
dimension.
secret mind or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I, I, I
Fucking.
I really mean this because like
Yeah.
I never read a book or I never like
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
felt this way about anything as far as like reading about like my mentality and how I can better myself. So it's really fucking good. The
Yeah.
impact that this book has on me, I fucking love it. So why the fuck not, man?
That's
Right.
awesome,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I agree. I think something about books though, it's like it depends. Some people might just fucking hate it, and some people just don't want to do it because like it's either that they don't feel like reading, or it's like they fucking hate it because like school just forced
Mm-hmm.
like reading on them. So I think that, like that kind of something that just sucks because it makes people hate reading, which is not really a good thing. But
Hmm.
reading books is actually good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I think I told this fucking story to Russell like
Yeah.
3,000 times about
Mm-hmm.
how,
Yeah.
and I think in like middle school,
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
how there was like reading levels,
Yeah.
and I was
So
all
what
like,
that is?
I was at a high reading level, like I was like reading level 9 or 10, and basically you have to
Uh
read
huh.
books based on what level you're on. You couldn't read what you wanted. You had to
Oh
read
yeah.
books on your level, and I thought that was fucking stupid because like I
Mhm.
wanted to read like Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Mhm.
but like they're like, oh, that's too low for you. But it's like,
Uh,
yo, I want to fucking read it. Let me
Yeah.
fucking if
Let
yeah,
him read what he
at
wants to
least
read,
I'm
man.
engaging. Yeah, at least
yeah.
I'm engaging in a fucking book rather than I want to force you to read like
Mhm.
I don't know what's a The Crucible or some shit. I don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah, it was fucked though. That's how you, I guess, discourage kids from reading. It's
Mhm.
like it's pretty fucking stupid. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
Like one question for you though, Mr. Jalen, is so you
Yep.
talked about like how you changed as a result of this book, but
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
if you're comfortable, like what was your mental state beforehand? Like what was your mental
Oh,
state like
yeah.
months ago? Like you've described months ago, you were it's different from what you are where you are now. But
Right.
like how far have you come? Like what changes have you seen in yourself, and like what was your mental state like before?
Okay, so it's good that you asked that.
Yeah.
I feel like before I was like less confident,
Mhm.
and like my body, like I was letting myself go as far as it was just like I don't know. I feel like I wasn't in a good place.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't exercising. I wasn't like being productive. I was procrastinating on like a
Uh-huh.
lot of shit, like
Mm.
school, every fucking thing. And then I think it was at that point where I was like, yeah, I really need to like. I felt like I needed like a fucking reset. Like I needed a
Mm.
red button or like I need a fresh start on everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't know, I just felt like I was just out of all the sorts. And then when I started reading this book, the first chapter, and I was like, okay, this is a pretty interesting book. New perspective on
Mhm.
like the mentality in it and everything. And then the more I read it, the more confident I became,
Mm.
and the
Yeah.
more yeah, like, and then the more confident, and I started working out, started, and I was consistent with it too. I was being more productive with like my life, like
Mhm.
the music. I
You
fucking
put out,
write
yeah.
songs more now. I write
Mhm.
lyrics and shit now,
Nice.
and yeah, I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm basically taking better control of my life. I'm taking control of everything that just makes me a better person. So I'm really grateful for that.
Mhm.
And also it taught me how to be more grateful for what I have in life.
Oh.
Cuz
Hey.
yeah, I feel like a lot of times I'm not
Mhm.
like grateful even though I am like subconsciously. I don't
Mhm.
feel like I'm
Explicitly
grateful for the
say it.
things that I have. But yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like I don't feel like I'm grateful for like
Mhm.
everything that I have, like fucking the roof I have over my head, the food that I eat,
Mhm.
everything, the people
Right.
that I have in
Right.
my life. So yeah, it's really fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I highly recommend
Mhm.
That was a sick ass
you guys
question. I'm
read
not
it.
gonna
Yeah. What were you
It's
gonna
good,
say,
man.
Mr. Faze?
lie. I was gonna say, fam. All right. So, I'm gonna ask you again, Jillian. I'm sorry, like putting you fucking
No, you're
like
We are
good. I don't
interviewing
mind.
you.
asking questions.
I don't mind.
I was gonna say, right. So, okay, yeah. This is yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say, right. You said that you're like, oh, you wanted to do this, want to start reading the books, and you want to work out and stuff like that, right?
Mhm,
So, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, like I should work out, or like I know I want to work out, but you just don't. So
mhm.
like,
Mhm.
how did you find like that motivation where you're like, yo, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm not gonna procrastinate. And then you just started it. So how did that happen?
So, okay, so this goes back to
Yeah.
2 things.
Mhm.
One, this one quote that I read, and I've been really thinking about. You don't want time to take control of your life. And I think I
Yeah.
fucking
Mm.
posted it in the quarantine
Oh right.
Quarantine
quest chat,
Quest. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think I
I
saw
wanted like everyone to live by that.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you don't want to like not do anything,
Yeah.
right? Not be productive.
Mhm.
Just let life go. And then when you're like 30, 40, you're like, damn, I should have did
Mhm.
this or I should
Yeah.
have did that. You never
Oh,
want to
okay.
live life wishing you had done something when at that time you could have. So like you want to avoid that. You want to live life in the now, in the present, in the
Yeah.
moment, and do whatever it takes, like just to make your life better. And the other thing is like um being greater, man. That's
Yeah.
a
Be greater.
another quote that I live
Pretty
by.
great.
I feel like
Yeah.
all of us, every fucking person in the world is sat on this path of greatness, so to
Mhm.
speak, where everyone has a purpose in life, but it's up to the person themselves to find out what that purpose is
Yeah.
Right.
and explore just their fucking life and live life to the fullest, you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Connect. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah. So like just connecting to that, what you said, like living life to the fullest and like
Right.
not wasting time and stuff. I
Hmm.
think I remember one time like um in s- in college, like in college, in in school, right, where I think you, Mr. Jalen, approached me about procrastination and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, I was in I was in the throes of, being someone who procrastinates as well. So I think it really helped me that you trusted me enough to,
Ah,
seek my advice on, productivity and stuff. And
Hell yeah, you're a
like
productive dude.
yeah, I'm just trying to impart knowledge, and sometimes I don't I don't follow my own advice or follow the things I've
yeah.
learned from my own reading
Hmm.
of books. And so
Mhm.
like you um you approaching me for that stuff
Yeah.
like lit a fire under my own self to just
Hell yeah, dude.
better myself and try to, read books and actually,
Hmm.
actually take action. And as
Right.
you
Right.
said, don't waste time.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's really fucking good. I feel like that's what I might be going off topic a little bit here, but I feel like this is what
No, it's all good.
friendships are
Hmm.
about.
Mhm.
Like one thing I am grateful for is our friendship, and for all of you guys.
Mhm.
I say that because
Yeah.
I feel
Definitely.
like we all learn from each other in different
Mhm.
ways,
Right.
in a
We do. Yeah.
multitude of fucking ways, and we make each other fucking better, and that's what I fucking
Oh
love.
yeah.
That's what true friendship is:
Yeah.
making each other better, and just supporting everything that the other friend does, and just sticking by their side, you know. So
Right.
Mhm.
that's one thing I'm fucking grateful for, and honestly, yeah, I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. It's like this podcast, for example. You know, you brought the idea, and we are like, "Yo, fam, you should
Yeah.
fucking do it." And here we are. We're doing the podcast. You know, we have a name and everything, and we're starting out. So it's really exciting. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we should just try new things,
Yeah.
all of us
Definitely.
collectively
Mhm.
or
Definitely.
individually. Just test at least like trying something to see if
Mhm.
you like it, to see if even it could be a fucking a lifelong dream or career.
Mhm.
And just that's why I've been telling Armand, who
Yeah.
unfortunately isn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he struggles with trying to find what he wants to do.
Mhm.
Definitely.
But I think he should just go for it and stop being hesitant. Just go for something. He could
I
try like
agree.
coding
Yeah.
or whatever. If you fucking like it, you never know what you're gonna like unless you try it. So
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
that's something we could talk to him about, like in the podcast.
Yeah.
You
In the
know.
podcast itself.
Because, yeah. Because he actually I think he needs it. Because he always says like, oh, I should do this and do it, but he never like he ends up kind of procrastinating it.
Mhm.
yeah,
I
he
think we
never
should
follows
talk to
through.
him about that.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I'm gonna add that to the ideas, fam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big facts.
Also, like I've been trying to, trying to give him advice as well, as probably you guys are as well, like
Right,
behind the
definitely.
scenes and like just one on one to
Yeah.
him. But yeah, I think he might be making some progress, but it's still, still
Hmm.
early stages. So
Definitely. Yeah. Actually, you saying that, you just remind me because,
yeah.
for example, like the podcast, remember?
Mhm.
Because he was kind of hesitant on choosing the name, but
Mhm.
then we're like, hey fam, let's do it. We kind of pushed him a little bit, we gave him
Yeah.
support, and here we are. We already did like 2 demos with him,
Yeah.
so that was really sick.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs a little pushing.
Of course. And something like, because what you were saying, Russell, right?
Mhm.
I was gonna say, right, because what you said kind of relates to what Jalen asked me. I really liked. Actually, not that long, but for example, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes like like Jalen like asked me like a question about like working out because I
Yeah.
used to work out fit, but now I don't, and it's
Mhm.
him
That's
asking me
ironic.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
It is ironic. It's funny though, because when you said that, I was like, yo, damn, like he trusts me with like the workout shit because
Mhm.
I used to
Yeah.
work out, and he's trying to get advice from me because I used to work out, which
Mhm.
is so sick. and that also does give me like motivation. I'm like, hey, I was thinking about working out again, and him asking me that, I was like, yo, appreciate it, fam.
That's good.
Even though I never said it, but in my mind, I was like, yo, let's go, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we all push each other to
Yeah,
be like
Hmm.
better, and that's what I like. I don't know. I feel like one thing I really like doing is a lot of times I think I could probably
hmm,
be a motivational speaker and help people out. I don't know.
Oh, could
Like
be.
I don't know. Like I really like for Armand, for example.
yeah,
I think we had this talk where I was telling him about the mentality thing, and I was like, if you change your outlook on life, like if you have a better mentality, if you work on your mentality and you work
yeah,
on it to a point where you're actually confident in yourself, I think
Hmm.
everything else in life is gonna follow through so fucking
Yeah,
smoothly.
I think
Because
so.
with a great mind, I think you could do anything, any
Hmm.
fucking thing you want. That's what I was telling Armand, and I just felt good about it.
hmm,
I don't know. Something I might look to in the fucking future, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Actually, yeah. Like just adding on that, like being a motivational speaker, I think
yeah,
that could be a career for you, man.
yeah, a
Like
little side
one,
piece type
yeah,
thing, maybe.
a side hobby that you could
yeah.
speak at universities and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
That could be good. It could be a gig,
that'd be sick. That's actually something we could do, I guess, in the podcast, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
when like we record podcasts, we could just talk about motivation or
Hmm.
just something that motivates our audience, and they're like, hey yo, and then like I don't know, maybe one day, we're gonna
Hmm.
get fans. They're gonna come up to us and be like, yo, fam,
Could
you
be.
motivated me, motherfucker. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's go. It'd be sick, man. Like someone listening to our podcast and we just motivate them. That'd be so sick. I like that.
it
Yeah.
feels good to help people. It
Oh
really
yeah, of
fucking
course.
does.
Yeah. Also, like as you said earlier, like being explicit about what you're grateful for. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the things that we need. I think we need to work
Hmm.
on that. But
Yeah,
yeah, one I think one thing I haven't shared with you guys like
hmm,
before is it like when I think it was in April, like when COVID was just starting to proliferate and affect our lives, and like we were locked down and stuff. And for me, I had a week, I think, that
yeah,
where I had my thoughts to myself, and
hmm,
um I forgot. Basically, what was happening for me was that of course, like because of the implications of the virus and stuff like that, I I think we all have that, like we are confronted with our own mortality, that we could die. Like
Okay.
yeah,
maybe it's a different mentality for you guys, but for
hmm,
me, that's one of the things I realized in in April. And so then it's not really because of the I think I'm gonna die and stuff. Not really that, but just
yeah,
realizing that I'm taking shit for granted right now. I'm
hmm,
not
hmm,
giving my full appreciation and thanks to the people around me, to you
I
guys, my
feel you.
friends and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
And so I considered in April, I considered um writing letters to you guys, like actual
Oh,
letters, and mailing it to you
yeah.
guys. But I never did. Like I should have done that, like just
Oh,
letters, like I was gonna write, how I met you guys, and like appreciate, like thanking you guys personally, like doing those, like writing those letters like by hand, and trying to mail it to you guys. But I
Yeah.
never did. That's the sad part of it. I never maybe I procrastinated it on it. So
yeah.
yeah,
It's all
I
good.
want to do that though,
It's a
like
thought that
someday.
Yeah.
matters, man. You're good, dude.
Yeah.
That's damn really, because that's something about podcasts.
Hmm.
This show brings us closer, man. Because I didn't even know, but that's I appreciate that, Russell.
Yeah,
That's
and,
sick,
and
man.
I
True
think,
appreciate it,
yeah,
man.
like I think I recall it now, like what sparked that. What sparked
Uh
that
huh.
was when our friend Nick, he had a rough time, like in
Oh,
early
yeah. Uh huh.
early
Oh
April,
yeah.
I think. I
Right,
wouldn't
right, right,
I shouldn't go into the detail of what happened,
right.
but
That's fine.
I get you.
yeah, like being faced with that thing,
Mhm.
I sent Nick like a long text,
Nice, man.
yeah,
Nice.
trying to console him a little bit, and then
Right.
I
Yeah.
realized, I could do this for all of us, I could just just write a letter, not not for anything, just thanking you guys, having that appreciation. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
Damn,
man.
that's some thoughtful ass shit, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, respect, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's funny you said that too, because like as far as the gratitude thing,
Mhm.
with this book, damn, this fucking book, man, it's a
I'm telling you,
highlight of
man,
the
this
book.
book, yeah, it tells you about the world,
Um,
man.
with this book, it was talking about gratitude, and
Mhm.
it was saying how, and I was gonna recommend this to you guys as well. You should
Right.
make a list of
Hmm.
everything you're grateful for,
Mhm.
and every day you wake up, every day you get out of bed, every day you just open your eyes, you should just be thankful. Like
Hmm.
the first step you take, the
Right.
first step you take out of bed, just be like, thank you, thank you.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Thank you for just letting let me have another day. Let
Yeah.
me live another day. Let me breathe. Just everything in your life.
Mhm.
Just be thankful for, be grateful for. So write down a list of like the people you're thankful for, what you have,
Yeah.
just everything. And if you do that, you could just I do this and I do that along with like, the meditating shit. Like just
Uh-huh.
go into like a quiet place, a
Mhm.
dark room or whatever, and just like fucking think, man.
Yeah.
Think about everything you're grateful for. Think about what you have. Think about what you will have, and it's a good. I'm telling you, man. It's a good mindset to follow
Yeah.
through.
It is.
Yeah.
It's you're good.
Um, that's actually kind of something like I kind of struggled with because, obviously I always wanted to be grateful. I was like, hey, I'm glad, I'm here. This is like really sick, and I have friends supporting me and shit, and like my
Mhm.
family supporting me. I have like nice things. So I'll definitely do that, man, because sometimes I'm like, hey, yo, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. But like, there's a lot of people living in worse places where,
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's something I definitely need to work on and, just be more grateful because, there's like people struggling with like homelessness and just
Mhm.
not having a roof under above their head and shit.
Exactly.
So yeah, I definitely gotta be grateful.
Yeah. It's all about like putting yourself in
Yeah.
other people's shoes. And
Hmm.
another thing too is a lot of
Mhm.
people like to get. They like to
Mhm.
get this, get that, but they
Right.
never think about giving.
Mm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thing about life, it's always good to give back. I
Hmm.
think it's a really selfless act to just give back to the community,
Mhm.
give back to those in need, to anyone. Because if you're helping
Definitely.
other people, you're also giving them hope, giving them the
Yeah.
courage to do better with their
Oh,
lives. And
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
really inspiring shit, man. I've just been thinking about that shit, dude. Like
Yeah.
when I think when we all get to the place where we want to be in the future or wherever,
Mhm.
I think one thing that we have to have in mind or keep in mind is to give back to any
Hmm.
like our family,
Yeah.
friends, to anyone.
Mhm.
Just give back
Yep.
and just be grateful. And that's it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all that's all about, dude.
Giving back.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some deep shit. I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah. I love it too. I maybe a good idea for us, maybe, like when Corona time is done, we
Yeah.
could all
Mhm.
volunteer for something,
Ooh, that
volunteer
would be
work.
fun.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm
like
down for that.
maybe
Yeah.
like let's make time pass first after the
Yeah,
Corona,
yeah,
like
Corona,
some
right.
buffer time as after that as
Hmm.
well, and then we can
Yeah.
start the volunteer.
Of
Cause yeah,
course.
Yeah.
hmm go ahead, man.
I was thinking about like I always thought about like volunteering. I thought it
hmm
was really sick because you could do so many cool things.
Yep.
It doesn't like it doesn't have to be like, oh, like being like a policeman for like halftime. It could like
hmm
literally just be anything. You could be like a cashier, like could be a bagger, or like could be like a volunteer for just literally anything.
Yeah.
And something I want to do, which is kind of like I had like an idea. I was like, yo, you could volunteer to become a fireman, man. And I thought like,
Oh,
that
Holy
was really
shit.
sick.
actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, yo, this seems so sick, because I would take it as a job, but it's not like 100%, not the best,
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
hard work.
something that, yeah, definitely. So something that I could just test it out
hmm
is to just volunteer, help out everybody, and yeah, I just think it's pretty sick, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
For
agree.
me as well. Like just for you, the volunteer thing. That's
Right.
fantastic, man. For like, firefighters. like volunteering
Right.
for them,
That's
that's
badass.
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
is badass. Yeah, like for
Yeah.
me, like I'm one step down from my aspirations. It's for me because I've already done, some volunteer work because I'm in a program in school for that. And
Yeah.
Props, yo,
yeah,
props, man.
yeah. For me, it was, I always chose the option where I get to interact a little bit with the people that I'm helping.
Yeah.
And the thing I volunteered for was like preparing food for the homeless in downtown
Oh,
LA.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really interesting to like try to prepare food and get to know the people you know um, who established a soup kitchen for homeless people,
Mhm.
and like just to see them at work, that they're just so proud of what they're doing, and like having that energy in you, like having that
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of camaraderie like with the people who are
Exactly.
volunteering. I think people nowadays don't experience that enough, that
Mhm.
sense of
I agree.
community. That sense of community is a little bit lacking in maybe
Exactly.
our generation, perhaps. Yeah.
I feel like that's what makes people selfish as well, and
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
conceited or whatever, because
Yeah.
they don't get to experience like the selfless acts that other people do when it comes to helping out
Hmm.
those who are less fortunate. A
Yeah.
lot of people, like there are a lot of fucking influencers these
Yep.
days too. They just like really fucking snobby ass people. I mean, I'm don't get me. I'm not like hating or anything.
Hmm.
It's that you're not putting yourself in other people's shoes, man. You're
Hmm.
just like you're acting like a rich kid. You're buying everything, but like, are you really like helping out the community that you fucking grow up
Yeah.
in and
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
Yeah.
from? So it's like, yo, you don't have my respect, fam.
Yeah.
You have
Hmm.
all the money you want, but without respect, who are you really, man?
Yeah. I agree.
Definitely. Something that like Russell was saying, he was talking about like the like being proud and stuff, like helping out those people.
Hmm.
I do agree. Like I'm curious to like how people get the energy and just help out people, because sometimes I was like I watched like these YouTube videos where people help out, donate and give back, and I'm like
Hmm.
every time I watch them, I'm like, damn, these people like volunteered at this one place for like 6 years straight and they're just
Hmm.
so happy.
Yep.
So I'm like, yo, damn, that's so sick. I don't know how people do it. And I just think it's really cool, like giving back like that. Volunteers. I respect
Exactly.
them, man.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That's good stuff right there.
It is. Damn. This is a very wholesome episode.
It is. It is.
Oh yeah.
Educating the youth and the people that are
Hell yeah.
listening. That's fucking good.
This
That's
was
fire.
actually like an interesting topic
Hmm.
because it wasn't really structured. We just went into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it turned out really good. I
It,
actually liked it.
yeah. Yeah. It all started. It
Improvisation, man.
it all started from that book, man.
Oh hell
It
yeah,
all
that book.
began,
Yeah.
man. This book is
Yeah,
it's
shit. See, I
fucking
need to read that book then.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
We all need to read that book.
yeah. My
Oh
goal is
yeah.
just to try and implement the book as
Hmm.
best as I can into my life.
And
I
you
I, I think I could do it. It's just like
right.
it's just filtering out the negative thoughts. You never want to breed negative fucking
Yeah.
Hmm.
thoughts,
So
and then
actually, mhm.
just go for it. What was your
Yeah.
question?
So, you actually just made me think, you're trying to implement it and stuff like into your life, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you actually do that though? Like, is it like a hard thing? Like, how do you deal with trying to live, I won't say like a new lifestyle, but just like adding new things to your life and just improving it and like having a better mentality?
Um, Honestly, I think the best way to do it
Uh-huh.
is if you break it down step by step.
Hmm.
Right.
As far as so you break it down to mentality, how you feel physically, physically, mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, how you feel about wealth, health.
Hmm.
So, as far as like the mentality, um, if you want to have a better mentality, you have to basically feel like feel like appreciate the things that you have
Hmm.
and live life accordingly.
Hmm.
Be so it's so hard to fucking explain.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This book does it the best. So
Okay.
I might not be so great at
No, it's
explaining it,
all good.
but
Yeah.
as far as like physically, I think I was talking to you about this phase as far as
Yeah.
when you're exercising, you never want to think about exercising as losing weight.
Oh, right, like the
Yeah,
reps
you never
thing.
want to think about
Hmm.
exercising
Yeah,
as
yeah,
losing
yeah.
weight. It's you
Right.
want to think about exercising as getting to your perfect weight.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right.
So for me, my perfect weight is 140.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mhm.
thing is, you never want to look at a scale either. You want to
Mm.
just believe and basically have that faith that when you work out, when you exercise, you will reach that perfect weight. You
Mhm.
just have to have faith, in yourself.
Right.
And if you keep that drive, you'll get where you want too, as far as your body. And if you apply that with like your wealth as well, like if you're grateful for like the money you have in your life, like a lot of people they say they can't afford this or
Yeah.
they can't afford that. A lot, like if you have that mentality, well then yeah, you're not going to be able to afford it. But if you have the mentality where, let's say you see a Lamborghini and you have the mentality where, you know what, I can afford that. You
Yeah.
may not have money in your bank now, but if you have that mentality, if you make believe as if, like, yeah, I can afford that fucking Lamborghini.
Mhm.
If you carry that throughout your whole fucking life, eventually you will be able to and do more because you're going to live
Right.
life, being grateful and working towards what you want, maybe that Lamborghini or whatever the fucking case may be. So that's another thing in that book where it's like, it's a lot. The premise of the wealth and the mentality where the roots come from in that book. So it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a lot of examples though. It's a lot. But
Um, yeah, I agree because I think that's really good for the mentality. But something I think you also gotta do is you gotta work hard, right? Because you can't just like sit down and be like, yeah, I can do that, but then just like never do anything. You gotta put a lot of effort
Of
into this.
course.
But you could definitely do it. Get what you want. But just like you said, you need the right mentality. You need the right mindset, and just set
mhm,
that goal and just go achieve it. Just go for it.
exactly. Another thing is too with the book, it's like it was saying how when you do things in life, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as like what you want to do in life, like music, acting, wherever the fuck you want to do, it should
Yeah.
feel effortless when you want to get to where you want to go. It should feel
Yeah,
effortless.
yeah,
You
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah,
feel like you're working hard to do this or do that. You should basically feel no stress. You should basically enjoy the
Hmm.
journey to getting where you want to in life. You shouldn't stress out. And there's
Oh.
don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with hard work, but like that hard work should feel effortless to you if you want to
Mhm.
get to where you want to go in life. If that makes sense. I don't know if that
Hmm.
fucking
No,
makes
no, I
sense.
definitely get you. Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, that's what that book fucking talks about. Like, if you want to become an actor, it should feel like it's so fucking weird, man. It's oh
No,
man.
I get you. Yeah, yeah. Cause
Yeah.
when you usually like talk about the book, it seems so like informational, right? It has like a lot of info.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you could go on about it, cause like like you were doing, you were talking about the book. So I think the book is actually really good, from what you've said,
Yeah.
because it contains a lot of info about mentality,
Mm-hmm.
life, and just the way you think, your mindset. So I think like I'll definitely check out that book. We gotta read this shit.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I recognize that
Yeah.
there are a lot of cynics out there about um what self-help books can actually get you. But
Hmm.
from what you've described about the book,
Right.
I don't think it's like a really like stereotypical uh, self-help book where you just close your eyes and imagine stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
that
it's
like
like that at all either.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
yeah,
from what I've heard from what you have how you describe it. It's not
yeah.
a wishful
Right.
thinking kind of
Mhm.
Exactly.
self-help book, and I'm always skeptical sometimes of
I feel
Right.
you. I feel you.
self-help books, but
You're right.
from how you describe it, I think,
Hmm.
especially with the gratitude stuff, that is
Yeah.
based on science, man. Like having
Mhm.
a gratitude journal is does really affect your
Mhm.
mentality. And I think, yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
and I think that basis of having a scientific foundation at least turned me on to the idea that this book, this sounds legit.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
it's truly inspirational. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, because as far as the gratitude part, it really digs in on
Hmm.
like I said, you should be grateful for everything
Hmm.
you have in life, and like every time you wake up, just be grateful. That's basically the first thought that should come to your fucking mind. Just be grateful. Be grateful. And when you're grateful, you will, receive um just nothing but love and peace in life. And
Mm-hmm.
Right.
that's another thing, like it talks about how love is like the most powerful, I guess, frequency or
Mm-hmm.
concept
Yeah.
in life, because with love you can emit like just happiness all
Yeah,
around, and it's a damn good fucking book,
Yeah.
man.
it is.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But
For
yeah,
example, like what Russell was saying,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, like you're the example here, Jalen, because like you read the book and like you were saying before, your mentality wasn't as good as it is right now. So I
mm,
think like what you've said so far, like the book is actually dope. It's not like supernatural. You just like fucking like sleep and next day you're like a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I agree, it's pretty dope. And but yeah, my bad. You were saying?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying. I agree though. It's like
Hmm.
I feel like this book is all about just working on your mentality over time, and once you do that, you'll definitely
Hmm.
start seeing changes in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And once you feel those changes, you'll start to spread that love or that peace
Yeah.
Right.
that you have within yourself with those who you love or those who support you. So it's a really good message in the book, though. It's
Yeah.
We
I
gotta
think
have like a fucking like a more in depth conversation about the book if we all read it.
we could. Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this brings me back. You just remind me. This brings me back to the really old, well, not really old, but the idea that we had for our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
where we all read it and then come back
Oh.
and make a podcast
Yeah.
and just talk about it. I think that's actually something we really need to do. Read the
We
book.
could do that. Yeah.
Hmm. So at
Story
the end of
time.
time, right? Yeah, and just like think back and just talk about what we've read and how it has changed our mindset. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Sounds
Hmm.
good. Yeah.
I agree. What were you gonna say though, Mr. Russell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I think.
I think with anything in productivity, I think
Hmm.
for in productivity, there's a principle that can apply to this mentality stuff as well, where you actually start really small and then
Mm-hmm.
Right.
work your way up. You don't just snap your fingers and just you're gonna declare, today I am gonna change my lifestyle. You gotta start
Exactly.
small. You gotta start small. You gotta start like
Yeah.
with one behavior, or
Hmm.
like one routine, one habit. You gotta change one habit, and then compound that like daily, or work on that until you master that habit, and
Right. Right.
then you could go
Exactly.
on to others. It's a gradual process. It's not one thing for another. It's just
Hmm.
you gotta ease your way into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This gave
Yeah.
me another idea about a topic we could do in the future podcast.
Okay.
Right. Hmm.
Um, Addictions. We could talk about that
Oh,
shit.
Additions.
actually,
Hey, that's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
could be.
I'll
Fuck
write that down.
addictions and shit, man. Like
Yeah.
drugs,
Hmm.
alcoholic porn, every fucking addiction.
Alcoholic porn.
Yeah.
What's
Seriously,
this?
like, I don't know. Just, I was
Wait.
fucking thinking about it.
Drink a lot
Weird
of
shit.
road. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
feel
I
good.
think. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. But wait, you were saying Russell, like actually what you were saying, it kind of reminds me of the Avatar, man,
Hmm.
because when he like starts learning stuff,
Yeah.
he needs to like take his time. He was taking his time, learn what he needs,
Hmm.
and then move on. Just like the fire thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the fire episode where he was learning fire and like he accidentally broke guitar and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's moving too
So
fucking fast. Piece
Hmm.
of
yeah,
shit.
yeah, so you gotta slow down.
You gotta pace
And
yourself, man. Come on.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. And just he mastered, like fire, and then he mastered like earth, and then he mastered, and then he just kept moving on like a legend.
Yeah, even then, like he wasn't even ready to fight the fucking Fire Lord because he had
Yeah.
lost
Yeah,
Avatar state.
yeah.
It was like a last clutch moment.
Uh-huh.
So it was pretty fucking cool. Fucking Avatar, man. Great show, great
Oh
show.
yeah.
Hey,
Really
next we
good
gotta
show.
do the Legend of Korra, man.
I'm down.
I am down.
But
But yeah, I think I'm like 2 chapters away from finishing the book,
Oh,
and
when do you predict you're gonna finish the book? Like,
before
hey,
this week
yeah,
is out, definitely before this week is out.
oh, okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, so you went through this book fast though. Like, when did you start reading it?
Well, I've been not really too fast. I've been reading it
Yeah,
for like 4 or 5 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
four, five.
But it's
That's
not a
not
long
bad.
book though. It's like 180 pages,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
170,
good.
nice.
160,
So
something
it
like
took
that.
you like
It's
about a month and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because I've been actually like taking my time with it and like
Mhm.
trying to apply each chapter
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to
yeah,
my
yeah,
life. I'm trying to
Mm.
apply each chapter to my life, taking it step by
yeah,
step. So it's a handful, but it really
yeah.
does help.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so you're like just like Russell was saying, you're like you were taking like small and simple steps and
Mm-hmm.
learning what you actually read
Hmm.
instead of just blasting through it and just be like, oh yeah, nice book, and then just move on. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
implement those concepts that are introduced to me in the book,
Uh huh.
and I think I might reread it actually.
Oh,
I want to revisit.
Hey.
nice.
Yeah, I want to revisit some topics and
Right.
get some clarity on a lot of things. So, but it's a good read.
Yeah.
10 IGN would recommend.
I think actually I'm guilty of reading books and just blowing over them, just going to other books.
Ah, yeah.
I'm really guilty of that. Not taking the
Right.
time to
Right.
appreciate that book and like actually
Hmm.
write down notes. Like what exactly am I learning from this book?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
feel like I was
That's
like that in school too. Hmm.
mhm. Because we were conditioned in school. You read a chapter and then after the chapter you have like 10 questions about the plot of the book or something. That
Yeah.
Exactly.
that kind of like when I'm trying to make notes on my own,
Uh-huh.
when reading a book, that's one of the things that just jolts in my brain again.
Yeah.
Having flashbacks of English trying to read a book
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah, it's just lame,
So,
dude.
like, does
yeah,
it discourage you?
yeah. It does discourage me a little
Yeah.
because like sometimes I just copy word for word
Right.
the actual thing. Yeah, the actual quote
Yeah.
instead of like distilling it down to something I could
Yeah.
understand later, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that habit has been with me since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Since the English days, since the
Ah,
English
uh-huh,
literature
uh-huh.
days. I'm just copying it down to just submit it to the teacher
Right.
for grade. And now that I'm on my own, no one's grading me about a book I'm reading. I'm trying to
Exactly.
really extract actual wisdom and knowledge from that book, and now I'm
Right.
still having that leftover habit from high school.
Yeah. I agree with you though because like sometimes
Fucking phase
I
read my mind. God damn.
well,
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sometimes yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I read books and like in school, you're forced to read books and then you're forced to put a question, right?
Mhm.
And like sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, nice. I just bullshit everything. I'm just like, right, like
Same.
what shirt was he wearing? Even though like it's like I don't know, fucking
Yeah.
weird and shit. But that brings me to an idea, right? We
Hmm.
could talk about the school
Education
system,
system. Yeah, I
fam.
fucking knew it.
Oh,
Education,
we
Yeah,
could,
you
we
read my
could.
um,
fucking mind.
how like school forces shit. Because right, like you were saying, Russell, right?
Hmm.
We're talking about you're just doing it for the grade,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
So that's something I don't think that's beneficial to students
Yep.
because most of the things you're just doing for the grade, you bullshit it, and boom, all right, peace out. You're doing it for the grade, so you're
Hmm.
not really learning anything,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So that's something I think about like the school system and stuff
Of
like
course,
that.
of course.
Yeah, we could talk about it. Like, what do you guys? What's your guys' theories about the education system? What do you think it's
That
actually trying
shit's
to do?
fucking rigged, bro.
Yes.
That shit's rigged, man. No, cause like, be honest,
Yeah.
guys. We all
Hmm.
went to the fucking same fucking high school.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you come out of high school learning any valuable life lessons that you're applying right now in your fucking life?
Hell
Um,
no. Yeah.
I guess to the
Yeah.
education system's defense, like someone who's
Yeah.
has been a little successful in gaming, quote unquote, gaming the system.
Mhm.
You know, I think what I've learned mostly is how to socialize with people, how to work with people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah,
in terms of like
yeah,
group
Yeah,
projects and
yeah.
stuff. I gotta deal with
Okay,
people.
okay.
Therefore,
yeah.
it's like an indirect kind of benefit. It's not like a
Exactly, cause
direct
you do
benefit.
it. The school
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do it. Yeah, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Oh, that's like a
You have to
loophole
teach
or
yourself
Yeah.
something.
yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking unfortunate.
It should have been like we should have had a class on like how to do your taxes,
Exactly.
how to register how to
I
vote and stuff, how to, how to do a budget. That's the thing that, senior high school people or people in high school
Right.
should learn about.
Yeah. Instead, we get some shitty fucking interviews. Nice.
Yeah.
Ah, true,
Wait, how
true.
did your
Yo,
interview go, Mr. Phase?
actually, this, oh man, this actually, yeah, I was telling you about this kind of a little bit, Jalen, but
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, you were saying also, I was gonna say like the interviews, man, it was so unfortunate, man, because first of all, we were in quarantine, man. That shit was ass cheeks,
Oh,
fam. Okay.
really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, it was in quarantine.
Yeah, so we had to do a fucking Zoom call,
Oh
and
That's
yeah,
no.
cringe, bro. I'm sorry.
it was, and there's like three, 4 people, and we're talking about Chipotle, fam. And yeah, so there wasn't the physical interaction where like, oh yo, hey, what's up? You know, your handshake, hey, how you doing? It was just like, alright guys, are you guys ready to start for the interviews? Woohoo, this is the last assignment. I was like, nah, man.
It's like,
And yeah,
uh, the
That's the way.
people sound like fakely
um,
enthusiastic, kind of.
yeah,
Like,
kind of, right? Cause oh my god, it was just so unfortunate. Cause we were talking, and I personally thought like how I did it. I thought it was good. Cause I
hmm
was like, I was kind of just like going on improv. You know, I
yeah.
just what I learned from Huber. I was
hmm
just like, I just improv, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and that, and you know, I think I did really good. I answered pretty well with the question she asked me.
hmm
And then you were saying like the
hmm
enthusiasm, right?
Yeah.
At the end, right? It was so depressing. The teacher was like, so keep in mind, there was like 2 people, and I was like the third one,
hmm
and she was like, the teacher. I'm sorry, I just cringe about
Go ahead.
cool, guys. Thank you very much. It was so much fun. I really loved it, guys,
Oh
and
my god.
I hope I see you guys again. It
Oh
was so
my
much fun doing the
god.
interviews. Thank you guys so much. And just no one said anything. Everyone were just looking at her, and I was like, "Oh, get me
Wait,
out of here!"
wait, like everyone's walking out of the Zoom call?
Yeah, everyone was just looking at her. No one said anything. They were just like, and she was like, "Woohoo!" And everyone was just staring at her like, "What the fuck? What is this bitch doing?" And yeah, I was just like, yeah, GG's. It was really fun. Peace out. And I just left.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Get them.
That's sad.
Oh man.
That
I
is,
feel
Yeah.
yeah.
like and it's kind of sad. I feel like I
Mhm.
learned the most
hmm
from Mr. fucking Huberman, and
I,
he's a drama
Right.
teacher.
Right.
It's that fucking sad. I learned
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
from Mr. Huber, just improvising life,
hmm
and I don't know, just going with the flow, man. Like
Right. Right.
I
Right.
learned
Like
a
the
lot.
interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to
Shout
Mr.
out,
Huber,
yeah.
legend.
We gotta interview him, man. We gotta talk to him
Yeah,
about all
we
that
could.
stuff. Actually, I'm kind of curious, right? Um, so what's up with his drama class and acting class?
Yeah.
Because I remember we were gonna go to a play once,
hmm
but you know that got canceled.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, actually, I wonder how it's going. Like, you know, because there are new actors now.
hmm
Because I remember the OG actors, you know, they used to play. Huber used to choose them for the plays like
Yep.
almost every time. So you
hmm
know,
Yeah,
I'm kind of. Oh,
I wish I
actually,
was gonna fucking play.
yeah, hey, yeah. Actually, yo, I'm actually kind of curious. We never auditioned, man. We were just
Yeah.
like, uh-huh, and we just never did it. I don't know.
I mean, I did once or twice. It's just
Yeah,
well, I don't know. I guess I didn't really commit. I was
yeah.
just like, I don't know, chilling.
No, I agree.
hmm
Actually, I was thinking because we could actually interview like the drama actors. Like we can
Oh,
talk to
can
them
we?
about like the stage. How was it like? We can ask them about
Oh,
like
like Farah?
funny,
Or
yeah, something
Ben
like
or
that. Like
something?
funny moments about like what happened, and or maybe just like some of our classmates. I don't know, something
Yeah,
like that.
That could be
could be.
cool. I'm down.
OP.
OP, one, two, three.
Yeah. So
Let's get.
is that a fucking wrap up?
We can. We can do it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, audience members, for joining us on here, the Spicy Nights podcast. Once again, we're joined by none other than your boy J Bro.
Six, fam.
Mr. Russell.
Yes, yes, and we'll see you guys in the next one, and have a
Spicy
spicy
night.
night. Yeah, yeah, let's
Ayy.
go.
Hey, that's actually a really good podcast, bro.